Welcome back to the Sports Desk Live. We are excited. It is that time again to talk some WWE, some good old wrestling. All right. So I'm your guy one more time, Dedrick L. Hicks Jr. Thank you guys for watching so much. Appreciate all the love and support that the Sports Desk Live has been getting thus far. If you like what you're hearing again, like what you're seeing, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel, like this content, and spread the word that there's a new sports brand out here in the YouTube world, and we're just getting started, but we are here to stay. Got a special guest in the house. What's up, my guy?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Cannot complain at all. Are you excited, sir?
You know me, I just been down since day one-ish. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Ooses. Shout out to Ooses.
What's up, Ooses?
For sure. Well, of course, this upcoming Saturday, all right, we have the 2024 Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. 70,000 plus people they're expecting with this crowd. It's going to be a hotbed out there in Australia, man.
Wait to hear Mommy's pop.
Look, it's probably the most anticipated thing for me. Just when she comes out.
If she's not the main event, they're messing up.
I think she's going to get her flowers.
She needs to. She needs to. She represents that country. They're excited for her. Demi's coming back. You know, I've been seeing all the posts from Dutchland, WWE Dutchland, WWE Australia, all the different fan accounts because she reposts everything, you know.
She's excited. She's hella excited, man. As she should be. So I love when the WWE goes around the globe. They have been to Montreal, was it Quebec? I remember the Sami Zayn tour when he fought Roman for the title. That was so awesome.
God, that pop was crazy. Them singing his song.
It was amazing. Down in Puerto Rico, we talked about that with Bad Bunny, arguably the loudest pop in the history of the company. Arguably.
That's fair.
The loudest pop in the history of the company.
Buddy, you want to know what's a serious crowd experience and real pop?
What's that?
Let Jey Uso walk out the curtain.
Sure.
I got to experience that twice in one weekend. And you just see it on Raw. Pat McAfee standing on the desk. Whole arena's doing it. I do it sitting here in my chair right along with him. There is no hyper thing to do in a crowd at a WWE event than Jey Uso's entrance.
Yeah, the energy is just off the chart.
He's number one in merch sales for a reason, man. That dude is so over.
He is over, man.
Sorry, because speaking of crowd pops, man, I have to give some love to my man Jey Uso.
No, of course.
Crazy over with the crowds, dude.
He has it, man. So we've experienced some pretty great crowds in Puerto Rico. We're talking about coming up with Perth. When Drew McIntyre went back to his country, it was fantastic out there. So we've got to see some great things. And again, one of the biggest stars in the entire business, if not the biggest right now, Rhea Ripley, Mommy. As you can see, I am indeed her number one fan. So looking forward to seeing
I'm a close second.
Close second.
Speaking of, her fragrance is en route. That went out today.
I can't beat that. I can't beat that. I can't show my love.
That went out today. Obviously, she will not get that before the show. Obviously, it'll be after.
Sure. That's really dope. Really dope. Really dope. All right, man. Before we get into the Elimination Chamber, we're going to kind of back up a bit. Now, we are in full-blown WrestleMania mode. This is the last premium live event before we get to WrestleMania. So usually the last event before the WrestleMania is pretty critical. You get a lot of significant stories that are birthed. You start to kind of see the road to WrestleMania really kind of clear up. So let's back up. So the last time me and Ross got together, we were getting ready for the Rumble, and Ross had a hell of a time down in the Rumble for sure. But going in, we had a lot of questions about what's going to happen. Will Cody finish the story? Who's going to win the Rumble? How's this going to shake down? Will The Rock return? Well, in some degree, all of those things have taken place, but probably in ways that we might not have seen. So, Ross, let's go back to the press conference. We're building off that epic moment when The Rock returned on SmackDown. Cody kind of bows out gracefully. Rock enters in. Him and Roman have the stare down. And now we are dealing with Armageddon in the WWE universe.
Man, I was right there with it on some of my posts on IG. Hashtag we want Cody. I'm one of the Cody crybabies.
It was one of the more interesting energy shifts that I had personally ever seen, being a big time wrestling fan.
It was by design. The more this unfolds, the more I think they've been working us from the start.
I agree with you. At first,
if they wanted to get him more over than he already was, mission accomplished.
Listen, and that's what I think. I think Cody is in the best position out of even The Rock, like even anybody who's participating in this storybook finish. He is going to benefit greatly. So what did you think at the press conference? Now that we know that now that we feel we're being worked the whole time, what was just your feeling watching everything just kind of transpired the way that it did? The slap on Cody, The Rock turning heel, him aligning with what I just want to know what your thought, because we talked a little bit about it, but you haven't expressed yourself about it.
So what I think, one of the immediate things that came to mind is this is how the bloodline falls.
Mm-hmm.
Rock's going to be the one to destroy the bloodline.
Right.
Go figure. The real head of the family is going to destroy the bloodline from the inside.
Right.
Align himself, and then here you go.
Right.
So, and I have a feeling they're playing it too. That's part of the whispering in Cody's ear thing, is because Cody's promo was, "I need to take everything from you."
Yes. So
Cody can't end the bloodline, but The Rock sure can.
Yes.
So I looked, all right, they're moving forward with that. That's coming to fruition, because him aligning with Roman, it makes sense for the turn, because this is what's going to make Roman send Roman away for a while to Hollywood come SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he does eventually come back, he'll be a massive babyface that everyone's so excited to see, because love or hate him, and I know Terrence right here that you got pinned is a huge Roman Reigns fan. He doesn't come into a chat without asking me to acknowledge him. Shout out to my man Terrence.
Shout out to Terrence.
You can't, I don't care what anybody wants to say, you're being a baby of a wrestling fan, and I don't mean Cody Crybabies, if you can't respect and appreciate what Roman Reigns has done over the last 3 years.
Oh, God, yes.
You know what I mean? Like you want to know what the thing I was most excited to do at the Rumble? I was more excited to acknowledge my tribal chief than anything else. I was there for Cody to win. Cody hat, Cody hoodie, Cody shirt.
Oh.
But I was ready to stand up with my one.
Yeah.
Because this is such a historic time in this business's history that I was so happy to be there to take part in the acknowledging of the tribal chief, because the tribal chief character and story is one of the greatest they've ever told.
Yeah. Well said. I think when you're in the moment like we are now with Reigns' run, it won't get the full appreciation until down the line. Now, people like me and you who understand the art of it all, like all of the little intricate details for this to blossom the way that it did. I mean, my God, the run has been phenomenal. Like, if you go back from the beginning to where we are this very day, it's been exceptional. But for me, the press conference was amazing. I was so captivated because I can't recall. I know they've done press conference in the past. I remember Shawn and Austin at WrestleMania 14. I remember that one. I remember WrestleMania 2000. I remember that one. So I remember, they had the little small and all the guys were dressed up, just celebrating WrestleMania. But this was different.
Yeah.
This was different. And the pure energy with Seth and Cody taking shots back at Roman and saying that his family would be ashamed, and The Rock taking that. And the one thing that The Rock has always been is a family guy. Like, he's a loyal family.
An actual chief in the family.
An actual
anointed chief in the family.
Yes.
Not a wrestling chief.
Correct. And a lot of people don't know that. So great stat line there for us to know, Ross, for sure. But I was so captivated with, wow, they're really setting this up in a way where fans are going to have to choose a side. The fans are going to have to choose a side. And that's perfect. That's what you want.
That's wrestling business 101. Good guy, bad guy.
And they really nailed it. Yep. They really nailed it just with that press conference. So now the crowd is shifted. The Rock, being the utmost professional that he is, understanding the business, understanding tone, everything. He's diving right into Hollywood Rock, and I never thought I'd see Hollywood
It
Rock.
was so good. And it's not even all that much 0203 Rock. I keep saying it when it comes up.
Yeah.
This is Nation of Domination Rock.
I was going to say Nation mixed in with Hollywood.
With a little bit because he's successful. Like you notice now, not just because he had to cut the sleeves because he can't fit those Versace shirts anymore. That was until he had to cut those sleeves. But the diamond tennis necklaces and stuff like that. Yeah. Like he changed the demeanor. He went from wearing all his Under Armour gear to I'm wearing designer and jewelry and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the original Rock.
Yep.
The no, shut your mouth, you trailer park. That's the Rock. The Rock character is a heel. It was created for a heel turn.
Yes.
The Rock is one of the greatest heels of all time. So getting to see that's why it started with boos. And then they started cheering because they're like, yes. We would much rather you be a heel for a little while.
Yes.
We can get you for 2 months. You haven't been a heel in 20 years. Please give us heel. Please tell us how we're all inbreds and all this. Please tell us that, Mr.
The
Rock.
crowd was so electric on SmackDown this past Friday night because when he came, me too. Because when he came out, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what he was going to do. So when he showed up with the Versace vest and the chains and the shade, I said, wow. They're really doing it. And
he went from wearing Project Rocks to loafers.
Immediately. So
great.
It was great to see how everything is shifting. We're going to get into the Grayson Waller effect, where I have some thoughts about that with Cody and Seth and Grayson Waller that are going to be doing this at the Chamber. But just knowing that we are full steam ahead for Roman versus Cody, deep down inside, I know it's right. I know that it's right. Now, on the other end of me, I'm a huge Rock guy. So I wanted to see Rock and Reigns, but I must be honest. If they were going to do it and do it right with Rock staying as the babyface and Roman being where he was, they should have did it last year.
That's why I was doing this last year.
They should have did it last year in Hollywood. So I get it, but I'm glad that they recognized it too. So now we're getting this again. I see this hashtag all the time. This is the best time to be a wrestling fan. Hashtag the best time to be a wrestling fan.
This is better than the Attitude Era. I don't care what anybody says. This is better.
Yes, it is.
Because it's nonstop because of social media, wrestling media, being like watching Busted Open, Wrestle Talk.
So much media.
It's all you want to consume. It's there. Yeah. All the different opinions you want. It's there.
Yeah.
Insider stuff. It's there.
It's fantastic. So we're enjoying it. We just had to kind of go back and kind of catch you guys up on what some of our thoughts was ever since the birth of this story is literally going to the next level as we're setting up for Roman versus Cody in Philadelphia for WrestleMania. But was it 40 this year? Was it WrestleMania? 40. Yeah,
man,
WrestleMania
I still 40. Feel like it's going to be the Roman Reigns wins law.
Well, we'll see. Let's hold. Let's hold that.
That just shows that they definitely want to break Hogan's record. You know,
I don't know yet. I don't know.
The timeline.
I don't know yet.
The timeline makes sense to drop the belt there, then you build him and Rock for SummerSlam for Roman's going away match.
Yeah, I don't know. I still have a lot of questions on what they're going to do.
Because the tribal chief has to come to that abrupt end at some point. It has to be that he loses everything and goes away. That's what's got to happen to that character.
Sure. Yeah, he can't come back. Yeah, he can't come back.
So he's got to lose both of them. He can't win either one.
Yeah, he will. All right, man. We got a great audience, man, right now rocking with this so far. Man, we appreciate you guys
tapping in. Tell how excited I am, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We're having a great damn time. Sure. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to get this coming right here from Terrence. It says Roman saved WWE. You remember the stock price. The pay-per-views were awful. This has single-handedly changed the experience. He definitely reignited the vibe, so to speak, not to be a closet wrestling fan.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there that the unsung hero of this is Paul Heyman.
Of course, he is a
lot of people don't know. Paul Heyman has so much creative control with this storyline.
He does.
And props to Paul Heyman. He only does big things. This is the biggest thing he's ever done in his career as far as storyline. and he's masterminded so many things with the storytelling that, man, love or hate Paul Heyman. I've always been a Paul Heyman guy.
I love him.
I love the mind of Paul Heyman.
I love him. He's a very intricate piece for sure, because him and Roman got together and literally laid this foundation of this storyline. Him and Roman.
They made him go from somebody WWE was forcing down our throats as this is the guy. This is New Cena. I'm telling you, this is the guy. You're gonna like this guy eventually. This is the guy.
Yeah.
To let's give you something you can't deny.
And he's earned everything. He's earned everything. This is a superstar. When you look at him in his totality, when he's done and he goes away, you'll be able to follow his career. And when he gets to the height of where he is now, being tribal chief, he literally earned this, man.
Oh yeah,
he earned this. He earned it. So that's what's so dope about it. So dope.
And the complaints about him never working, the character needs to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's the arrogance of importance, self-importance of there has to be the utmost of importance for me to even show up to TV.
You have to understand.
That's the point of the character. Like for those that complain about he's never around, it's all part of the story. That's supposed to be like that. Yeah,
I agree. You have to understand.
Beautiful storytelling for an individual character. Really is. Greatest ever.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it, man. The 2024 Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, this Saturday on Peacock. For me, it'll be 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For some of you, it'll be a little bit earlier, like for Ross. So let's get into how the matches will go that I think they will go based on the storytelling. Of course, this could be absolutely wrong, but who cares? We're here to break down the pay-per-view. Up first, boom, here we are. We have the WWE Universal Tag Team title match between the Red Hot Judgment Day. They are continually to be on fire with Finn Balor and Mr. Senior Money in the Bank.
Senior.
Damian Priest. Now, what's the new tag team name for?
That's British Strong Style, and that's the big strong boy Tyler Bate and the bruiserweight Pete Dunne, who finally got his name back.
What's the name that they
British Strong Style?
The New Catch Republic. That's what the name is.
Oh, they changed it then.
Yeah, so the New Catch Republic, and I think that's what it means. Like what you're saying, I think that's what it means.
Okay.
So the New Catch Republic. So let's get into it, man. There's a lot of things here. Judgment Day. What are we thinking? To open up the pay-per-view, that's what I think this will be. I think they get away from Rhea as far as possible. That's why I think this is going to be the first match. What are you thinking? Do the Judgment Day retain?
Real quick, Terrence, I agree. Paul Heyman's going to be the big factor of what turns on him. That's going to be the final destruction of Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman's going to turn on him too. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, got off subject, but it was too juicy of a comment to not address it.
All good.
So I think the entire purpose of this is a filler tag team for them, the tag team titles to be on this show. Inevitable Judgment Day victory here. It's built to be an impressive showing by Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate to build another tag team. That's the strict business of this, is to build the other tag team, because the main audience doesn't know a whole lot about Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. They know Butch, and Butch was a kind of a joke character, but the NXT crowd knows these guys really well, and the NXT crowd is a much smaller crowd. So that's 100. It's cut and dry. It's to try to build them to have some kind of significance, but overall, it's going to be a decisive, clean finish that involves. I always forget Damien's chokeslam's name. South of Heaven. It's going to involve a South of Heaven to coup de grace finish, the tandem maneuver.
I do think the Judgment Day win, but I do think it gets a little bit more interesting. I think this is going to be a really good match to kick off the pay-per-view. You got some high energy there. I think a tag match always has the ability to kind of get out of hand. You can see a lot of things out the top rope. People going through announce tables. You got all kind of different things happening. And, of course, it's the Judgment Day. There's plenty of opportunity for interference. But in this one, I think R-Truth gets involved. I think R-Truth is going to be a piece here that has to get involved, because something's happening here as we lead to Mania. R-Truth is going to get something that he says he's always wanted, and that is a singles match at WrestleMania. He has never had that. He has never had a singles match.
Him and Damien.
He's going to get one this year. He's going to get it. So I believe Judgment Day wins, but R-Truth makes it very, very hard. And Damian Priest is going to say enough with everybody else. Me, Truth, Mania. Like, that's going to be the build-up for night one. For night one. So that's what I think.
Could even be opening match for night one.
It definitely
that's
could
a good
be.
Kickoff match because the crowd's going to be hot for Truth.
Yes,
and
very
Damian
hot.
Priest can carry anybody. Damian Priest is so underappreciated.
Workhorse, man.
He's so good. Man,
Workhorse.
Him and Finn wrestled DIY for the tag titles at Raw, and that was the best match of the night.
It was fantastic.
That was match of the night for the Raw I was at after the Rumble.
Fantastic match.
I don't think they get enough credit as a tag team. Finn and Damian Priest are great together.
They are great, and they've been carrying. And then coming off the Usos losing to Owens and Zayn, and then not really understanding when Finn and Damon won the titles.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, but they continue to catapult the Judgment Day. But as you look now, it was the perfect decision. They are really carrying the mantle of those titles. But I think they get another win here in a really exciting match. Truth's going to get involved and nearly cost Judgment Day the titles. But Priest and Finn, they rally, they get the win, and they continue to be your Universal Tag Team Champions. Okay.
So, question: you want to save it for the fantasy booking at the end because we got multiple questions about the cash in. You want to save it for the end, or you want to do it
now? It's hot right now. Let's go. I
mean, it's obvious he'll have that opening match. Drew McIntyre is going to win the world. He's going to win Elimination Chamber. They're building Drew way too hard for it to not be him and Seth. He's going to be opportunistic. It's going to be a fight to the death. You got to kill me kind of Mania match for Seth. Drew McIntyre is going to pull it off, beat down and everything, and Priest music's going to hit. Priest is winning that title at Mania at the end of night one. We end night one with Damian Priest holding that title.
Yes, I agree. I don't think there's no
ifs, ands, or buts. That's what, even if he has a match early in the night, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but it's going to be that Drew's so damaged after, because the booking makes sense that Seth needs a break. Drew's the right one to take the title, but it's time. There's already the built-in rivalry of course, Damian's going to cash in on Drew.
Yeah, because they
finally
been
wins the title because Drew's character has been woe is me. It's everybody's fault but mine. And there's been that constant for months of them two, Damian and Drew. Of course, Damian's going to cash in on Drew right away. It just makes all of the sense.
I agree. And they've kept Damian and Drew away from each other out of nowhere.
Lately they have.
Yeah, they've kept them away. So, yes, I definitely agree with that for sure for some fantasy booking. Look, either way it goes, Damian Priest is going to be your world champion after WrestleMania weekend. But
even if it's a transitional just few months, he's getting his first world title win at Mania.
Yeah, he's going to get it. He's going to be champion at Mania. I can't wait to see how it truly unfolds, though, but I do like your booking there for sure. So speaking of that,
because that's going to spin right into him and Drew working another program for the follow-up.
Right away.
Yeah. So you got a rivalry built in there already.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and roll into it. Ross has already gave his prediction here, but we have the men's Elimination Chamber. Look at this star-studded lineup. This is a packed match here. You got Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, the Viper Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and of course, Mr. L.A. Knight. Yeah. This is one of the better lineups of a chamber match that I can remember. And when you look at the match, there's so many different potential just eruptions that can happen in this match. Now, you've already picked Drew McIntyre to be the winner of this match, and I'll go ahead and let my cat out of the bag. I believe McIntyre will also win as well. So now that we know
something else very significant that's going to happen in this match,
and I have some theories too, so let's go ahead and kick it off. Me and Ross both believe McIntyre will win. Let's kick it off, Ross. What do you got?
So LA Knight and Logan Paul are going to have a lot of stuff going on in here that's going to build, because people keep wanting to say a ladder match for the U.S. title at Mania. One-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight's going to get a big time spot to have the 80, 90,000, whatever it's going to be in Philly.
Sure.
When LA Knight, the whole crowd, which I can tell you is electric in person, by the way. It's electric. So it's going to get that. He's going to take the belt off of Logan, but that's going to be the focal point development in here. Yeah, Drew, for sure. But I think more spotlight's going to be put on building this beef that's just worsening by the moment with Logan Paul and LA Knight, where they've already had some words sporadically. They've been planting a little seed, and once in a while they put a couple drops of water on it.
They have.
But now's when they're straight up putting Miracle Grow on the son of a bitch.
They have.
That's what the chamber's going to be. They're really going to build that, because last night we got Jay and Jimmy. There's your build for that Mania match.
Yes.
Which we all saw coming. Of course he wasn't going to win the IC title.
Of course.
Spear after spear after spear. I just kept saying, where's Jimmy?
And
Jimmy's here tonight. Where's Jimmy? And here he comes, dinging the bell. But that's irrelevant to the topic. But they're really starting to go hard after these mid-card matches that they're going to have for Mania. And that's going to be one of the more prominent mid-card matches, because Logan Paul, love him or hate him, he's so good at this.
Yes, he is.
Naturally, the man, this is about to be his 10th match.
Yeah. 10th.
And he's that good.
He's really good.
He's a natural at pretty good overall with timing and just understanding the working of the crowd, the psychology. I got to give it to Logan Paul. He is an absolute natural at this. Yeah. And that's going to be the right person for everybody to be so happy for LA Knight to beat. They want that. The crowd would want him to be the one to take the title off of Logan Paul more than anyone else, I'm sure. And they know that. That's why they're going to book it this way. I think it's been the long-term plan the whole time.
Yeah, it's a spot that definitely is going to feature right alongside Drew. I think Drew's going to have a very difficult time in this match. I think you're going to start to see a little bit of, all right, let's pile it on Drew, have him come out with a grimy, tough, grinded out, even bloodied style of a match to show that, hey, the talk that he's talking, I lost my moment. Where's my moment? I need to win. I think this win is going to be a result of that for Drew McIntyre. And let's call it what it is. Drew was such a good sport, even when he won the title at Mania versus Brock, and being I hate to say this, but it's the pandemic champion, because that's what they call him. And for him to be a good sport about that, even with him getting the spots that he's getting now with Punk, with Rollins.
I love the shirt.
Yeah, it's great. So he's
getting. I don't want the shirt, but I think it's funny that he has that shirt.
It reminds you of the Attitude Era when you would see the Nation, Rock would wear crazy stuff, or Triple H with DX. They would just do.
They dressed up as each other.
Yeah, and it's kind of some sprinkles in there. So I love that Drew is getting his spot. He's going to win this. This is going to be ugly. He's going to have spots with each and every competitor in this chamber. He is, each and every last one of them, for the victory to be strong when he does win. The second Ross's sentiments, I totally believe the obvious WrestleMania matchup in here. And look at them. They're right by each other on the on the picture. They're literally right by each other. So LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. And I'm going to be quite frank with you. How much better can you get than that match for the United States title? I don't think that you
honestly, I like the hype and the mic work, but I don't think LA Knight's that good of a worker. Honestly, I've stand by that. I've said it long term. I think he's less like, that's the weak point, is the work. It's good enough, but it's not as good. Like in bell to bell, I think he has great spots and great moments, but he also has his share of botches here and there, and more so than most of the pros that are getting that level of push. So obviously it could have been nerves when he first started getting the push, because it hasn't been happening as much lately.
It hasn't.
But you probably know what I'm talking about. There was a stretch there where he was even fumbling the mic and stuff. Like, you can tell he was nervous. They're like, all right, go out there and be a star. Here's your chance to really be a megastar.
Not that easy to do.
Yeah, and he stumbled a little bit first, but he's really picked it up. He's been crisp in his last couple showings as far as the match and his mic work. So I got to give it to him. He has improved.
Yeah, he did really good work for Rumble. Mm-hmm. Especially the spots where he was in, he did worse. But I agree with you. But I agree with you. He's not Shawn Michaels. He's not Randy Orton. He's not Randy Orton. He's not these guys who get in here and you're like, oh, they're wrestling tonight.
I'm curious to see what's going to come of Randy in this.
I got an idea.
Tell me.
I got an idea. I think Randy is going to be in the position where the thing that he wants, he may get, in which it will be him and John Cena at WrestleMania. I saw the interview where he said him and Cena have not done a dance at Mania 1-on-1. Now, he said in his dream world, it would be for the championship to see who would break Flair's record. But we all know that's not going to happen. Yeah. But Randy is a veteran now. He's a legend. He's by God, he's got his own documentary coming out on A&E this upcoming Sunday. And I can't wait either. So Randy's at that level now where he can still be Randy in the ring, but he's a legend. And what other legend to bring in to give the people what they would really like to see? And that would be an old school legend killer versus Cena type of vibe. Because at Mania, yes, he would. Mania, you always get these spots, man, where you kind of get these returns. And now John Cena's a part of that. Like, he comes in and he's a part of return. So I think Randy is going to start calling for a moment, not necessarily John. And then I think John's going to show up on a SmackDown. They're going to shake hands. They're going to look at the sign.
Yeah, because Randy's got to have a match. He probably a mid card for night 2.
Of course, yes.
I think he's a mid card for night 2. And man, I mean, we should have Terrence on here because he's got Triple H's phone number.
He what?
He's got Triple H's phone number.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
He must. He said, which means Cody loses. They aren't switching both. So apparently he's talked to Paul Levesque. And he knows the booking for Mania because apparently he still thinks Vince McMahon's booking this. Because why can't they lose both world titles? Change hands? Why not? We're assuming too. This is just our thoughts, and I know I'm just got to give. I give Terrence.
Yeah, sure.
We give each other a hard time all the time.
Sure.
Because he's so against Cody, and that's why we battle. He's so against Cody. But I'm not going to say it won't happen because I have a bad pit in my stomach about Cody losing again. But
we'll see.
I think both titles can change hands though. It's a new era.
It's a new era. You're not going to get the norm.
Yeah, they try their best to get away from the predictable booking as best they can. They've done a good job.
They have. Joe says, does the match has to do with Logan Paul that got in a fist fight while he was training? No, that was Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul.
That guy's in the match too, though.
Huh? Yeah, he's in the match. Yeah, he's in the match. But we're
the guy that happened with. He's in the match too.
Yeah, he's in.
Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley are kind of afterthoughts on here. And the crazy part is, 4 of the 6 are believable winners of the match, which would be Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Drew. I don't ever see a situation of LA Knight or Logan Paul winning the match. But depending on storyline, if storyline dictated, the other 4, any one of them are believable to win it.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, of course, we're doing this show right before the final SmackDown, which is Friday. So some things could further develop on Friday night. But as we sit currently, we're going off what we feel based off where we're at now after Monday Night Raw being last night. So me and Ross both have Drew winning the Elimination Chamber, and we both feel that Logan Paul and LA Knight will be named for the United States Championship at WrestleMania 40. All right, let's move along to the Grayson Waller effect, featuring guests Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, and Seth freaking Rollins. Grayson Waller is going to get a pop.
The first man to get hardcore booed in his home country.
I don't know, man.
I think he will.
I don't know. You know, when these guys go home, they just get.
And he's going to complain. What are you doing, mate? This is my home country. What are you? It's good. Watch.
That would be better than him being
crazy
cheered.
heel heat and him complaining. Watch.
That would be better than him being cheered, probably, for to see. But I think this is going to be a hot spot of this premium live event. When you see it, you probably
looks like the throwaway segment.
It's not going to be.
Not going to be. I agree.
I think this is going to be a lengthy segment that has obviously Rhodes and Rollins with Waller. But I got a feeling deep down in my stomach.
I think I know where you're going here.
That we are going to get a special appearance here. And we are 70,000 people in Perth, Australia.
He was requested by their government.
I just think that Rock is going to show his face.
We're on the same page.
Paul
They
Heyman
requested him specifically.
Yes.
Even if we don't get Roman, I think it's even a bigger heater if Rock and Paul Heyman.
This is what I don't think
heater.
And I don't think we see Roman.
I don't either.
I think we get
Paul Heyman walking with the Rock with his devious little smile and shit behind him.
I think we get Heyman, and I think we get Rock, and of course, with Uso and Solo hanging around
with one of those say it to my face kind of moments when he walks in the ring, because they're going to be talking. Seth's going to be passionately speaking about him as Seth does, and it's going to be all of that.
The entire segment is going to be a reveal of emotion from Cody and Seth. But here's the thing to keep in mind, people, and I will stand by this with any segment that includes Seth Rollins needing to be trusted. I do not trust him with Cody Rhodes.
Me either. I think he's going to turn on him too.
I do not.
We're on the same page for all of this.
At all. When has Seth Rollins?
I'm going to be your shield. No, he's lost to him 3 times.
Yes.
The booking makes sense for him to hate him.
I just don't see. And I don't think it happens at Perth. But I also think that Cody Rhodes declines the invitation. For Cody, he needs to decline Rollins.
But yesterday, he kind of agreed to it, though.
But I think it's a setup for Perth.
He did like that.
It's a setup for Perth. It's going to be a setup for Australia. That's what I think that was for. Cody doesn't need nobody. He doesn't need Seth Rollins in his corner. I don't want to see Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes
at Mania. He's not going to be in his corner.
I don't want to see it. But I feel that Cody's next 3 pay-per-view premium live event matchups are already probably set in stone because of what's going on right now. But long story short, and I'm gonna kick it to Ross. Listen, we're going to get a special appearance, I feel, from The Rock. Paul Heyman is going to have an impressive spot on the Grayson Waller show. We haven't seen Paul been able to talk since Rock has returned. We haven't been able to see him give one of his good old Paul Heyman, like, oh, that was good.
But it's going to be to hype The Rock and a little bit of Roman Reigns. And when he goes to take attention from The Rock to go into Roman Reigns, I think we're going to get a side eye.
Yeah, we're going to start getting the
That's when we're going to get more seeds planted for Rock versus Roman later.
Yes. So I think you're going to get significant spots in this Grayson Waller effect interview. And we're going to be left with, okay, what's next? I think it's over. So
based on everything you're saying, I agree. This has so much potential to be a better segment than any segment they've done this year.
I agree.
Promo, because it's a promo segment.
Yeah.
Call it a show or it's a promo segment. I think it's going to be the promo segment to beat this year because of all the factors that are going to be involved.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
I think his music's going to hit too. I think Paul Heyman's going to be with him. I think there will have been a lot of smack talked about him to get him out, and they're going to be surprised by it. Grayson Waller had been begging to get him in Australia on social media.
Yeah.
So it's the inevitable. I think it's all but a certainty at this point. And it's really got potential to kind of steer the ship a little bit. Like we have ideas on where it's going, but it's a little wobbly. Like it could hit this fork or that fork in the road.
I'm with you.
And I think this segment's going to kind of steer it a little more.
I'm with you.
Very specific direction.
I think more clarity is going to be
exactly what I mean.
On display for sure after this segment. So I hope it's one of those. I got a feeling that it is. I think this segment could run 30 to 40 minutes.
It might, because you got to remember there's only like 4 matches in this segment.
That's it. Now the chamber matches are going to be extra long. And then of course you have the tag titles. And then of course we'll get to Rhea in just a second. But yeah, I think this is going to be a big spot. So stay tuned for that. I think we're going to learn a lot. I think after this segment is over and we get to Monday Night Raw, we're going to have more clarity because the official road to WrestleMania hits the actual street on Monday Night Raw for sure. All right, let's move along to, I'm hyped about this. For the women's Elimination Chamber match, another star-studded event here. Liv Morgan, Raquel made her return last night on Monday Night Raw, earning her way in. Of course, you have Naomi.
I love the swerve booking because everybody was convinced it was Jade, and WWE slipped up that it was Jade, and then here comes Raquel.
Yep, Raquel, Naomi, Becky Lynch, I love Bianca. I really do. Bianca
Bianca.
Belair and Tiffany Strax. All right. That's who we have in the women's. And she's going to be a budding star for sure. All right.
They're really building this Bianca and Tiffany feud, too.
I'm worried about that.
I am, too, because I want Bianca and Jade.
I'm worried about that. So, Ross, let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's start. Whoa. Before we kick it off, let's talk about WWE absolutely botching the Jade Cargill possibility of her being a surprise in the chamber, and then they had to swerve. What are your thoughts on that?
It's depressing because I feel like that was a really good spot to build the feud with Bianca, because that's what's happening with Tiffany now.
Mm-hmm.
And look, Tiffany's great, but it's not just me. I want Jade and Bianca. It's a mirror image. It's good. It would be a great match athletically, physically. The storytelling behind it is you think you're the new me, basically, is what it comes down to, because they're so similar. Obviously, Bianca's much better in the ring and much more experienced, but Jade's got the potential to be Bianca one day.
Right.
And like we like to joke, that's Super Bianca. There's nothing Bianca Belair can't do.
That's a fact.
She's good at everything.
Yes.
You know, which she's going to be the show out. She's not going to win, but she's going to have the best showing in the chamber. And I'm going to say it again, match of the night.
This is going to be the match of the night.
Match of the night.
This is going to have a lot going on in this match. Now,
you got your high flyer, you got your feisty brawler, you got two strengths, and then you got your wild card. So you got Liv, your wild card, Becky's the brash fighter, Bianca and Raquel are your strong girls, and then all the athleticism is Tiffany and Naomi.
Right.
So you've got two of each.
It's
two wild cards, two strong ones, two high flyers. So there's so much that can be done.
It's going to be so much.
Great spots in this match.
There's going to be so much in this match.
Just like the women's rumble was match of the night. It's going to be
fantastic.
Killing it.
Fantastic.
WWE has been booking their women great.
Let's answer this one question before we pick our winners. Dominique says, so no Cody and Seth versus Rock and Roman at WrestleMania? I don't think so. I don't think we get that. I can get why people think that's a possibility.
Same.
But I don't think it makes any sense.
No, me either.
Like, what do you put? Why would you dare put the Tribal Chief in a tag match before he has to defend the title against
the thing is, none of them can take a pin. Nobody can take a pin right now. Like Cody taking a pin last night was brilliant with Drew. The way it was done, he lost the same way that he lost to Roman. And like the way they booked it was the way to pin Cody and build Drew. It was great because now Drew's a big hypocrite. It was brilliantly done.
Storylines, the storylines.
Great. It was a fantastic way to do it. Pay-per-view match, phenomenal finish.
Phenomenal.
Right.
To open the show.
Right. Now, as far as the four of them getting in together, Seth can't lose before Mania. Cody can't lose again. No. Now he looks weak. And Rock and Roman can't lose.
No.
Even in a tag match, neither one of them can take a pin. Rock won't take a pin. I can tell you right now. He'll say, fuck y'all. No. He'll say no, and it'll be, oh, well, no. All right.
Yeah.
He's going to do what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be cool. It's a cool idea. I understand how all the fans have been speculating that, and even some of the wrestling media. It just doesn't make booking sense.
No, it doesn't.
With the path we're on.
There's
no sense there.
It doesn't at all. So I don't think we are going to get that, Dominic. Would I be opposed to seeing it? I wouldn't, but I think it'd disrupt a lot. It would disrupt a lot.
It would do more harm than good for the storyline.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get back to the women's chamber. Who do you have winning this thing?
Oh, the obvious. It's got to be Becky versus Mommy at Mania. Mm-hmm. That's the match everybody wants. That'll be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca, if she gets a match, because she keeps talking about this undefeated streak, so she's going to be the new Taker at Mania, I guess. She might get a mid-card match at one of the nights against maybe it ends up being Jade, maybe it's Tiffany, who knows, but Bianca's going to come out of this still with a Mania match. The rest of them, I don't know. I don't think they'll, unless they have like a pre-show kind of thing with the women, like a battle royal or something, or a ladder match, who knows. But I think that's the only real significance for Mania that comes out of this is you got to have Becky win. It's been teased for a year and a half now about her and Rhea, and they've really been pushing it, and it's going to deliver. So I think no matter what, it's going to look like, oh, holy crap, Becky's not going to win this, and she ends up pulling it off for a big pop, so we get that. And the other thing is Bianca being frustrated because she wants to defend her undefeated streak at Mania. So now she's on a mission to get a Mania match like Seth was 2 years ago when Cody came back.
Yes, I could definitely see
it's going to be something similar there. So that's, to me, the two significant takeaways going into Mania from this match.
I think one spot to watch for as well is Raquel and Liv. As we know, they were former women's tag team champions, and they've had a little bit of history. So keep a close eye on them. I could see them being maybe a WrestleMania pre-match or even a mid-card night one match between those two. I know they really like Raquel, and I can see why. But Liv has potential to be a star. She's just so hard-headed and stays in trouble.
Everybody loves Liv.
She stays in trouble, but I think Liv and Raquel have a little potential to do something there. But the obvious is the obvious. Becky Lynch is going to win this chamber match. Becky deserves this spot with Rhea, and Rhea deserves this spot with Becky. This has potential to be one of the matches that could be the highlight of WrestleMania, because Mommy's just so hot right now. She's so hot, and Becky is a legend. She's a legendary status.
I'm frustrated with how they booked Becky, though. Like, I get Dominic says he's tired of Becky, and it's each their own.
Okay.
The thing with how I'm frustrated with the booking is I get where you wanted to build Nia for this match by having her beat Becky, but it made Becky look weaker because now it's going to go Nia beat Becky, but Rhea beat Nia. So why do you think you can beat me, Becky? You know, because like I'm the right person, I'm the one who can beat it, but you just lost to Nia. Nia just squashed you basically on Monday Night Raw 3 weeks ago. So that's what frustrates me. Like, I don't think she needed. I think they should have avoided that match because it wouldn't have benefited either one of them. Like, it benefits one to hurt the other, basically.
Well, I think they want to build Becky as his pity party. I think
they kind of have with losing the Rumble and stuff.
Yeah, they want to build Becky as his pity party. They want to build her as his sympathy, legendary figure. That's what they want to do. She's turned into what Charlotte's been doing over the last 3 years. Like, Charlotte, if you look at it, she's been coming in and people have been getting over on her. Like, that's what's been, and that's what Becky's, and this is a hot take. Becky ain't going to be around for much longer. I don't think Becky is going to be the consistent on the roster. I think she's going to turn into that, hey, you see me here, you see me there type of. I just don't get the feeling that what else is there left for her to do? Like, how do you sell her without
she's managed by $7 Productions, so she's doing Hollywood stuff.
Yeah, so what you can't put she don't need the belt. That's long gone. She don't need the belt
ever again. She doesn't need a title. She's beyond that. She doesn't have to get Charlotte to be one of the greatest ever.
She doesn't. Like, Becky, she's starting to turn into one of those superstars. You're like, wow, what do you do? So besides the point, it's Mania season. You bring out your big dogs. Becky Lynch can still go. Whether you're tired of her or you love her, she can still go. And I think when you get her in that match with potentially Mommy, that's what we think is going to happen. You're going to get fireworks. You're going to get a great spot for the women's division. And we're going to look back at that match at WrestleMania 40, in my opinion, and go, wow. We're going to go, wow. That was an absolute great spot. So I don't see anything drastic coming out of the chamber besides what do you do with Bianca? Now, will Jade Cargill make an appearance in Australia?
She's got to have some matches on TV.
What do you do there? Do you set up a moment in the back with Bianca and Jade? Like, what do you do? Jade has to show up in Perth.
They have to start having issues backstage that bleed into a promo segment that involve Jade having squash matches with some decently impressive women's wrestlers, not just like jobbers, where some people are about to have to eat some easy defeats. Going to have to be some squash matches. Some, former champions and stuff are going to have. That's the only way I see it, because to build her quick, she's got to Goldberg squash people.
I don't think you can do that with her. And
I don't think you can either, but I don't see another path to build her quickly. So I don't think we're getting her and Bianca. Not anytime soon.
She has to be at Mania. She has to.
Does she, though?
I do. I think when you go to Mania, we know Mania does two things. It closes a lot of chapters and it opens up new ones. That's what WrestleMania does. That's what Mania does. So when are we going to start to see Jade do anything after Mania at Backlash? We're gonna wait to Backlash to start building Bianca. I mean, for Jade to push her into SummerSlam. Okay, but she's been in the Rumble. She did well. She had some spots there. She was incredible. She was incredible. So
made her look very, very hard to eliminate too at the end.
They did, and what she did to Nia Jax, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That was super.
Well, they gave us the tease that that's the inevitable, her and Bianca, because they have their press slam face off in the middle of the Rumble. So they gave us the tease like this is where we're going at some point.
So the interesting thing,
they're just not building to it right away.
They're not, and I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised that she's not in this chamber match. That's the thing. I was like, wow, she's really not in the chamber
Mania right now, unless they swerve us. Surprise entrance. That was part of her contract because she keeps going backstage segments about her contract. I'm working business here. The other day on Friday Night SmackDown, that was my thought when that segment happened. That she could potentially be a surprise that's thrown into it.
I could see that
because Ed got re-entered before. It's not like they haven't done twists for entrance into the Elimination Chamber before, so it very well could have been put into her contract as far as storyline that she gets put into that match, and we end up having 7 women.
We got to see her. We got to see her.
Possible.
We got to see her. So we both picking Becky to win. Bianca's going to have a fantastic showing, as always, Super Bianca. But you know how Bianca loses. She gets ahead of herself. She's clearing house. And then she gets caught slipping when she does lose. When she does lose, it's always Bianca gets caught slipping. So there we are. I think the women's chamber, Ross does as well, has potential to be the best of the night. All right.
Match of the night.
And let's get into closing. I believe this will be the main event of the evening. We have Mommy, Rhea Ripley.
I mean, they even made the logo purple. You tell me she's not the main event.
The women's champion taking on Nia Jax for a feud that has been building immediately after the Royal Rumble. So I believe this will close the show. I think Mommy's going to get a special entrance. I think she's going to get the love and everything that she deserves. And at the same time, in the worst interest of the Judgment Day, she is going to turn into the biggest baby face in the company, man. She's going
to look, I'm going to be quietly in my own head chanting what we chanted at Raw when Nia jumped her and was
don't hurt her.
I dropped, please don't hurt her. Just don't hurt her. I'll be chanting because we started that chant in my section. It wasn't just me. It was like 70 of us doing it. Just don't hurt her. Because she's known for hurting people. It's like, look, hurt somebody we don't give a shit about. Don't hurt Rhea Ripley. Your job is to not hurt your opponent, just to look like you're hurting them. I just don't like Nia Jax, man.
She's dangerous.
That's the biggest reason. She's hurt so many people. I love that Becky used it in her promos because it's true. A little bit of truth in the promos is always a good thing, and it's the truth. That's why she got fired the first time.
She's dangerous for sure, but I think Rhea.
Of course, Dominique's a Nia Jax fan. He doesn't like Becky, but he likes Nia Jax.
I'm a fan of Nia Jax. Yeah. I think that Nia absolutely brings the house down on Rhea.
Oh God, it's going to be the babyface comeback because she's going to get dominated.
Rhea is going to get her brains beat in for the majority of this match.
It's got to be that way.
She's going to get the Hulk Hogan treatment. She's going to get the Hulk Hogan shaking. Can't be hurt. She's going to muster up this strength. Rhea is a powerful woman. Mm-hmm. So at any point in the match, she can explode and show that athleticism and that power. That's what makes her so special. She's a unique body type. When you see her, she looks like she's fake. She looks like she's not right. Like somebody literally like put her together. And then with her charisma, with her look and her energy and her music and just everything, she just does it to a T. She's literally ascended as one of the top superstars in all of wrestling, not WWE, in all of wrestling. So for her to get this spot, she's going to have her Hulk Hogan moment. I hope she comes out okay. She beats Nia Jax, and she gets to close out the show in a monumental, fantastic way but I think we're going to get one little bit of nugget before we go to black. And you're going to see Becky Lynch looking somewhere like eyeing Rhea Ripley to go ahead and set that stage for Ripley versus Lynch.
And maybe Rhea is going to point at the sign because she'll be in the ring.
Maybe so. I think we get that spot at the end with Lynch and Rhea, as Rhea is getting what she deserves, and that's her moment.
So Dominique, that's because everybody was told, okay, she's going to squash all of you. Sell. Yeah. She didn't just beat everybody up. It's wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, she cleared house last night. Yeah. Because
Right. So what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking in this match?
You pretty much nailed it. It's going to be the babyface comeback because she's working babyface. She's working white meat babyface, like true John Cena white meat, Hulk Hogan babyface. Red and yellow. Yeah. So it's going to be all of that. And then my thing with Becky's going to Mania to lose.
Yes.
Because, follow me on this, Charlotte's return, because they keep going back and forth every couple of Manias. Charlotte's going to be the one to beat her because she beat Charlotte previous Mania. Skip a Mania, she beats Becky. That's going to eat Becky's character up even more because she couldn't beat her, but Charlotte could. I think I could be wrong here, but when she comes back from injury, I think that's going to be the big feud that never gets up because we got Brock and Roman so many times. I think Rhea and Charlotte are a women's version of that because we've had them twice already, and I think the rubber match is Charlotte taking the title back and getting number 15.
Yeah.
She's at 14, right?
She's at 14, yes.
Yeah, that's her getting number 15.
I could definitely see that because Charlotte's going to break her father's record. Charlotte's going to break.
That's the long-term booking for her. She's the one, not John Cena. It's going to be her to do 17.
Yeah, Charlotte's going to break her dad's record, and I like the idea. I do.
It makes sense because it's like 2 years of dominance for Rhea because they didn't cross paths when Charlotte came back from her.
They did not. They did not even see each other.
Nope. Different shows and everything.
So I like that idea, but I think Rhea is so on fire. I think she's going to have another hell of a year. She's going to dominate throughout 2024. She's going to go into SummerSlam and, whatever. There are some.
Her and Raquel have a round. You'll see her and Liv have a round. That's going to be all her fillers and through different pay-per-views.
Yeah, I think even you're going to see like some potential little buck flies like Zoe Stark probably get a crack at her on the Monday Night Raw. And no disrespect to Zoe because she's hella talented, but she's not ready to be in the same space.
Had a good showing the one chance she did get, though.
Yeah. And I did think she was going to be a dark horse to get into the chamber. I did. I thought she was going to be a dark horse to get in, but she didn't. So I think Perth is set up to be something of an extravaganza. I think we're going to have a lot of great spots in Perth. I'm really looking forward to pretty much all of the matches. And most importantly, I'm looking forward to two things, 1 and 2 on my list. The Grayson Waller effect and when Rhea Ripley comes out. Those are the two things that I'm looking forward the most to seeing. I have committed to getting up at 5 a.m. to watch this pay-per-view. It'll work out great for me. I'll watch pay-per-view and
I'm avoiding social media and I'm not talking to you.
Well, I won't say anything to you then until later on that night. I'll say something to you, but it'll work out great for me. I'll get up and watch pay-per-view, then I'll head to the gym. So it's going to already be up. So that's what it'll be. So the road to WrestleMania is on. Elimination Chamber this Saturday. This is where we start to see the pieces really unfold for, like Ross said, mid-card matches and other potential storylines. We're going to get Seth Rollins' challenger. And I'm looking forward to Seth Rollins being taken away from Cody. Get out of here. So Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre need to start building. But we will see, because it's weird with Cody being on Raw. Seth is on Raw. Drew's on Raw. So it's going to be kind of weird. But, I think it's going to be a good premium live event. I'm looking forward to it. Ross, any final thoughts, man, before we shut it down?
Real quick, I have to refresh because my stuff's behind, like my audio and visual.
Oh, I see you. I see you.
Let me refresh real quick.
You're good. So I got one comment here. Dominique says, anyone else excited about Braun Breaker? I am. I'm excited. That kid is hold on, let me bring Ross back in.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you good. While you were gone, Dominique asked, are we excited about Braun Breaker? I said I was. I
future
said I
world
am.
champion.
Yes, future world
Best spear
champion
in the business.
Yeah. He is a powerhouse, man.
Believable spear. He looks like he's really spearing people.
Yes, he does look he's actually hurting someone.
Yeah. He is the best of his father and his uncle. He's better than both of them.
He is better than both, but he is a weird blend of both.
Yeah, that's my point. He's the best of both of them. He really is.
I wonder how that must feel to walk around and say, yeah, I'm a little bit of Rick and Scott.
Right? More my dad than my Uncle Scott, though.
Yeah.
You know, I signed this little loose screw nut job, you know.
Right. Definitely excited for Braun Breaker and to see what he can do on Friday Night SmackDown.
I hope because look, he's been a heel lately in NXT, and look, he was okay as a heel, but he's a better babyface.
He's a much better babyface.
People just want to love him anyway because he's so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Carmelo Hayes, his recent turn on Trick makes more sense as a heel. You know, Carmelo could be a decent heel, but
yeah, he definitely could, and that was a great spot too.
Braun Breaker's got to be a babyface, and it looks like he's happy to be here, shaking hands, smiling, and waving, signing his contract. So I think it's a good babyface thing for him.
Absolutely. JP asks, do we watch arm wrestling at all? I do not. I do not, sir. My friend. I do not, my friend. All right. So any final remarks, Ross, before we get ready for Elimination Chamber in Perth?
Just acknowledge your tribal chief while you can, because there's a moment in time coming this year when he's no longer the tribal chief.
Yes.
That will happen this year. Even if he wins at Mania, it's still the inevitable for this year.
Yes.
I've got it on good authority that after SummerSlam, we're not going to see him for a while. So the destruction of the tribal chief is by the summer. Enjoy.
I agree. For me, I'm just excited to see this, get ready for Mania. And of course, me and Ross will be back as we build towards WrestleMania and we get ready for this 2-night event. There's going to be a lot of things.
A lot to talk about. A
lot of things as we get ready for this epic
That's
WrestleMania.
A 2-hour stream. I hope you know that because we're talking
I'm with it.
News, basically.
I'm with it. It because there's going to be
Me too.
a lot to unpack. So I'm always gracious with the space to talk wrestling because I love it. And it's always a plus when I have my friend who loves this too. It's just so weird how we just cross paths and
we're brothers from another mother. We into the same exact stuff.
Yeah, we're super passionate about it. So it's so fun to talk with Ross and build up these pay-per-views, and you guys we've had a decent crowd throughout the stream.
We appreciate you guys.
And seriously. We really do, man, because the art of wrestling is alive and well. We're really excited to continue to see how things play out. Perth is going to be awesome. Getting ready for Maine is going to be awesome. So y'all keep in touch. Look for alerts of us going live again and talking as we build towards WrestleMania. Appreciate all the love and support. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button if you're watching on the replay. Drop a comment or two if you would like. Subscribe if you are a fan of what you are seeing and hearing. The Sports Desk is coming along for sure, dropping more consistent content as the sports world continues to unfold on a literally daily basis. All right. So, Ross, thank you again for coming through. Appreciate you, my guy, for sure.
Thank you for having me, my man.
Absolutely. This is what we do. All right.
By the way, we're the surprise run-ins at Mania to win the tag titles. In case y'all didn't know and weren't familiar, we're the next undisputed champs.
It's happening. Yeah. What are you going to do when you turn on your
still TV? Need to pick our music out, though. We got to have something that's going to really hit.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because what are you going to do when you turn on your TV and you see me and Ross getting our
just dead by the time we get to the ring. If it's the ramp at Mania, that's like a football field. Titus O'Neil inside the ring.
We're rolling down the ramps, but we're still trying to stay hype.
Oh man!
So y'all stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
But thank you guys again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you guys really, really soon. Enjoy the Elimination Chamber because we are as well. And we look forward to talking about everything that comes about after as we get ready for WrestleMania 40. Oh, man. Excited.
XL.
Y'all be easy. Thank y'all. Have a good one. Peace.